Welcome to the best gambling podcast on the internet. And this is the home of the upset. This is the home of the big win. This is the home of getting paid in barrels of cash. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Last week was a huge week. We hit with that Philadelphia Eagles upset. The whole world said we were wrong, but we were the ones getting paid. So let's get to this week. This week, it is quite complicated. But the first game I want to start with, let's start with the Eagles again. The Eagles are +7. They're going to Pittsburgh. And yes, I know I'm high on Pittsburgh, and we've already won money this year putting the cash on Pittsburgh. But this Philadelphia team, like I said last week, it's do or die. They play in the NFC East. They're always motivated. They could go 0-5 and still make the playoffs. Last week, Philadelphia really impressed me with the pass rush. And that's one thing I think Pittsburgh does well. I feel like they protect Big Ben well, and we're seeing Big Ben play better football than he's played in 5, 6, 7 years. But I think the key for Philadelphia in this game to pull the upset is to get the run game going, because I like Pittsburgh's secondary. They're very, very quick, and they make big plays in the secondary. So I think in order for Philadelphia to win this game, I think they have to run the ball and play very, very physical. I really feel like Philadelphia could come in here and pull another upset. The only reason why I have some questions and some doubts is this Pittsburgh team is coming off a week's rest. It would have been easier to hit this Pittsburgh team after playing a physical Tennessee team, but Philadelphia comes in here, and I think Philadelphia gives them another close game. This really can go either way. I feel like the -7 is just way too much. Definitely too much. Another game people are talking about is the Arizona Cardinals, -7 against the New York Jets. And yes, you guys might get mad that I'm even mentioning it, and I apologize beforehand. But come on, we've been seeing Arizona these last 2 weeks, and I'm not impressed. When are they going to start running the ball? I like Kyler Murray. And listen, I did believe in this defense, but the performance against Carolina just simply wasn't up to good standards. They say they want to make the playoffs, but how can they say they're going to make the playoffs if Carolina's blowing them the fuck out? And then we're getting to this logic with the Jets. Eventually, they got to win a game, right? Or are they going to go 0-16? The Jets are the most unorganized team in this league, so I can't pick them to get this upset. But I definitely see the Jets keeping it close, because Arizona, they're not playing a full 4 quarters. Even the games they've won, we've seen them play a good quarter here, 2 bad quarters, then a phenomenal 4th quarter. Arizona just isn't a consistent team at the moment. And if the Jets even if the Jets start like 3-0 or 7-0, I feel like the Jets could slide in for an upset. But I won't be betting this Jets upset, but it's something for you guys to nibble on and possibly consider. One game people wanted me to talk about was Cincinnati and Baltimore. Last week, I hit the money pick with Cincinnati over the Jaguars. Man, I'm not feeling the upset, but you got to admit, the Cincinnati team's looking better. You got Burrow. Burrow threw that first touchdown pass of his career last week. But the story of Cincinnati was Joe Mixon. But I'll tell you why this won't be an upset. I think this Ravens offense, I think they're mad. I think they're going to play with an attitude. And Cincinnati, while they are getting better, I still don't see enough pieces on defense. We even saw them struggle against Minshew a little bit last week. So I want you guys to be cautious about that. I don't think Cincinnati is going to come in and pull a miracle, but I do think Cincinnati could possibly cover this spread. It's a very, very interesting game. I got another game for you guys. We got the Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are -9.5. And one thing the Giants have is a big physical defensive line. Do they rush the passer well? No. But I really feel like this Giants team will shut down Zeke and shut down this Dallas run attack. And when you leave Dak Prescott, when you put everything on this man's shoulders, we've seen him crumble before. We've already heard him talking about how he's depressed, how he's had negative thoughts. And then when I watch Dallas, I get negative thoughts. I get frustrated. I see a guy like Mike McCarthy not really deserving his job, just completely sinking America's team. I'm not a Cowboy fan by any means, but it is really, really disgusting to watch them. That's why you can't put this past the Giants. If Daniel Jones can just make 3 or 4 big plays, we're not asking for a lot. We're asking for check downs. We're asking to move the chains just a few times and 3 or 4 big plays, 20-yard chunk plays, and the Giants could easily win this game because I can't think of a more vulnerable team in this league than the New York Giants. This one is one I want you guys to monitor. I want you guys to watch the injury reports, and I really want you to think about it. It might be too big a piece of steak for this Giants team to chew at the moment because we know they're not all that good. But with that said, Dallas is a train wreck. And conventional logic would make you think, okay, Dallas is going to come back strong. They're motivated. I'm not saying the season's on the line, but if they lose to the Giants, their season's going to be very, very conspicuous. But no, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I think the Giants keep it close, but I just can't get there. But let's see how it goes. The next game I want to talk about, I believe this is Sunday Night Football. The Minnesota Vikings at the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is -7. Wow. This is a game I know you guys want to bite, but I have to give you a dose of truth. And you guys know my team's the Minnesota Vikings. This Minnesota Vikings team can't play defense. And if you're playing against the Seattle offense, I think Seattle might have the best offense in the league. This is Russell America's year to win the MVP. And I just can't see this Minnesota defense getting enough stops. And I just can't see Kirk Cousins playing a full 4 quarters. Yes, you have Dalvin Cook. Yes, you have Thielen. Dalvin Cook, he's the best running back in the league at the moment, in my opinion, now that Christian McCaffrey is hurt. But I just can't go there. Hit the comment section below if you disagree. But I can't go with my Vikings pulling this upset, unfortunately. We got Miami against San Francisco. Miami, this is a question because we don't know if Jimmy G's playing. If Nick Mullins is playing again or C.J. Beathard is going to get snaps, we have to consider Miami, right? Because listen, everyone gave me flack about Miami last week, and that's fine. I'm here. I'm responsible. I'm not ducking. I'm not going to hide from you guys. I'm never going to hide. But Miami really could have won that game last week, and we need to remember that. We don't need to get over-emotional. We don't need to put our heads down because we lost one bat while we've been winning all year. Just because you lose one bat, you don't just hide and you don't have timid money. Miami is going to win this game. Making a money pick. Money, 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 money. And the more I think about it, the more I think Fitzpatrick's going to be somewhat effective in this game. And I don't know if San Fran gets over 17 points in this game. Just watch Jimmy G coming back. That might be the only thing that puts caution on this game. If Jimmy G's back, I'm going to have to reassess it. It seems like San Fran's playing it slow with Jimmy G, but after last week's performance at the quarterback position against the Eagles, they better be worried. And another thing that was worrisome last week about San Francisco was that offensive line was completely destroyed by that Philadelphia defensive line, especially in the second half. Now, Miami doesn't have the same dogs up front that the Eagles have, but still, you rarely see a San Fran offensive line capitulated. And we'll go through some of the other upsets. Jacksonville at Houston. I don't want you to touch it. This is more of a soccer concept coming from me. I know NFL fans hate the interim coach. They hate when coaches are changed midseason, but this is going to give Houston an emotional boost. Romeo Crennel is going to come in here. He's going to provide some energy. I'm not saying he's going to provide brilliance. I'm not saying there's going to be newfound creativity coming from this offense or defense, but we have to keep in perspective. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars they are playing, and Houston did look good at times against the Minnesota Vikings last week. Houston wins this game guaranteed. Do not bet Jacksonville on the upset. The last game I want you guys to consider is the Rams against the Washington football team. I think Washington can do it, but here's the question and why I don't want to get you guys too excited about it. Washington just can't get any quarterback play. I want Alex Smith to come in. I don't know if his leg can hold up. I don't know much about that situation. But you want to know one thing I do know? Dwayne Haskins has been costing the Washington football team wins. And there's no other way to spin it. They've been getting decent coaching. They've been playing good defense. I've actually seen separation from their receivers. They got a decent run game, but they just can't get the quarterback play. And we saw this week that Riverboat said he's going to have a quick trigger to get Dwayne out of the game if he's struggling again. That gives me a little bit of hope. Also, one thing that gives me a little bit of hope, even though we've won money on the Rams this year, I'm not buying into the Rams hype, even though, like I said, I've been picking them and I've been successful. Las Vegas and Kansas City, I just think this is too big a chunk for Las Vegas. Remember when we hit that big money pick with Las Vegas against the Saints? Guys, let's not get romantic about it. Let's not get nostalgic about it. We can't take that chance. We just can't take that chance against Pat Mahomes, and the secondary isn't good enough for the Raiders. And one thing that's concerning me about the Raiders the most is just they're making basic mistakes during games. When you watch that Bills film last week, you really felt like the Raiders should have pulled that off, but they weren't able to. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. This is the home of the money. This is the home of the money pick. Hit the like button, subscribe. I appreciate all of you guys. We're up to 5,000 subscribers. It's an astronomical growth, and we are the fastest growing gambling channel on YouTube.